What up, guys? It's GhostWulf from GhostWulf Underground, and I am here with one of the members of tonight's headliner at Union Vapors 570. Shout out to the whole Union team, 10, Summer, Todd, all of them. You know I love you guys. And I am here with
Jesse, and I play guitar in From a Nightmare.
So I just want to, you guys are from Maryland. You guys came a long way on your little weekender to be out here and end up in Scranton, PA, which I think is a really good thing for you guys because there's a festival coming up, I believe, that you guys are on. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your excitement for that?
We're actually really excited for Mosh for Tots. It's going to be at Moon Ballroom, right? So Sled Entertainment brought us up for this. This is the second year of Mosh for Tots, which we're thrilled to be on this lineup, right? We're playing with Coppermine our night on Friday, and you got bands like Heartsick, Desolation, Drowning Kelly on night 2, and Traverse the Abyss bringing up the rear end with VARA, ALTA, right? And those boys. So it's just packed full of talent, packed full of heavy, and we're going to bring our best stuff. You know, we got some pointers tonight too, like what we should be playing at the start of the set, you know, what the crowd's going to be looking for. So we're going to gear up our next set, you know, and what we play just for Mosh for Tots. So a catered, you know, set list, if you will.
That is absolutely awesome to hear. You know, last year's Mosh for Tots, I'll be honest with you, you want to know what we were looking for? Fun and violence.
Yeah.
Just fun and violence. You know, we had kid mosh pits. When the heavy stuff came on, we had the parents grab the kids and we got violent. For example, for Desolation, shout out Desolation. You know I love you guys. We had Desolation, right? Then we had a circle of people and 12 people of all shapes and sizes. There were some big dudes in there, and we were just swinging on each other. It was like we were in Mortal Kombat or something.
Yeah.
But we also had those big dudes I was just talking about, letting little 3 and 5-year-olds throw them around the pit and stuff. It's a really
having a good time.
Yeah, and that's
all age mosh pit.
That's what it's really about. You know, it's about us adults and younger and older people getting in and having fun, and also shaping the younger generation to do things the right way. You know, if somebody falls down, you pick them up, and it was a really cool bonding experience last year, and I'm happy you guys get to be a part of that this year. So you guys are playing on night 1. Who is the band on night 1 besides yourselves, of course, that you guys are most excited to see?
Coppermine. Absolutely. You know, we saw that they played the Ritz over the summer, and I watched a YouTube video of them and stuff. And for me, that night, you know, we've played with Slapjaw too. We played with them out here actually back in September. But I'm really thrilled to meet the guys in Coppermine and see them play. Yeah.
I do have to say, Dave and Tino are very good friends of mine. I love those boys to death. We're actually probably going to New York with Tino tomorrow.
Oh, great. Send them our best wishes too, man.
Of course. So, you know, I want to say the sleeper on that one for a lot of people in PA is going to be In Memory. They're from North Carolina. Definitely check them out. They're good friends of mine. I drove all the way down there to see them and my homies in Dying Oath.
I mean, obviously, we're going to be there for the whole thing. And the real important thing is that all these bands are putting on a show for people to come out and give back. And with a toy every day for a donation, gets you entrance. I think what Sled Dog's doing there is just rad, you know, and we're really going to be able to help out people in need. And we're going to send a lot of kids, you know, we're going to give kids the ability to have a Christmas that might not have had a Christmas. And anytime you can get behind a charity like that, it just means the world, you know.
I agree with that, and I believe we did really, really well last year. You know, this year I'm really excited because there's a lot of people that may or may not pop up that are kind of big deals in the music business and in the scene. I personally know I have friends coming from South Carolina that help run venues down there, and it's going to be a very, very good East Coast community experience because it's not going to be limited just to the PA bands or the New York bands or the Maryland bands or the North Carolina bands. we have people coming all the way from Florida. So I
Yeah.
think it's going to be a really good,
Sid
like,
Stratton coming from Florida.
yeah, I
Yep.
believe so. I think it's going to be a really good, like, mixer for the East Coast scene.
You know, and we like hopping on a bill like that too, because the biggest thing from a musician standpoint is networking with your peers. And being able to maybe, you know, we're coming through this area. Would we be able to play a show with you in your area? Or they see you on that show and ask you, hey, we're throwing on a festival down our way in the springtime, you know, and you have a good sound. Are you doing anything, or do you plan on coming down that way? So, and you know, just to talk about From a Nightmare for a minute, what we do is we play music for the love of it, and we're not chasing a genre. We're not chasing a particular sound. We get up there and we play what means the most to us. We're not political. We're not divisive, or causing differences of opinions. What we try to do is sing about things like our daily struggles, things that we battle every day, and overcoming adversity, and just being the best you that you can be, and being the light in somebody's life. So a lot of what Steve writes about and stuff is just overcoming some serious, inter struggles with, mental health and that sort of thing, and it shapes our sound. So I hope it transcends very well at Mosh for Tots. We're excited.
So that's actually very, very good to hear. Two of the bands that have this similar, very big similarities to what you just said helped me get through addiction myself. The Ghosted
great.
Side and Amity Affliction.
Yeah.
I say, and those bands, they're all about fighting back, all about finding your light and carrying on and having that strength within yourself to overcome the things. So it's really good to hear, like, I don't want to say like lower tier band, like, but like guys at the local and underground level still carrying the same message and the same delivery for bands that I've seen like at Warped Tour, like Christmas Burns Red, and those are the possibilities if you carry yourself with that love in your heart and with that passion, and you're doing it for the right reasons,
Of course. Yeah, that is the message. And on top of that, it's also teaching that next generation, it's okay to make mistakes, but just try to be the best version of yourself every day. You're not going to succeed every day, but if you put your best foot forward every day, and you'll be able to carry through a lot of struggles and a lot of challenges in your life.
Fun fact, if you do 1% better every day, at the end of the year, you're 3 times better than you were.
Yeah. Yep. What have you done to get 1% better? And something that the band talks about, every single day, and or what we've done is being better than our best carbon copy. So think of a time in your life when you did something really great, or you reached out to somebody, or you just called somebody just to say, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in a while. It could make a difference. I think everybody in this scene has lost somebody to, either suicide or addiction. And it really depends on people reaching out, because it's so easy to drop back away from someone if they're not following a path with you. And you got to be that extra little something. You could be that extra spark in somebody, the extra love that they need that day. I hope that carries through. I hope that people here in Scranton, we've always had a warm welcome here, and it's always been open arms. So I hope Mosh for Tots is definitely the same. And I hope it's a huge success for Sled Dog, and I hope that we send a lot of kids home with lots of presents this year that they wouldn't have had.
Yeah, I honestly love those Sled Dog boys. Eric and Mark have been killing it this year. And they're both good friends of mine, and they have a lot of good things in the works. And I started my journey by seeing Eric. I was still in rehab, right? I was still in rehab, and I got permission to leave to go see Eric and Traverse open up for Escape the Fate at the Ritz. I wound up being late getting back, and I got put on punishments for a whole month, and the entire time I'm like, it was so worth it. So then when I got out, the first thing I did is I followed Traverse around And that's how I met like Mark when he was with Beyond the Barrier and American Mosh Pits, and that's how I met Vin from American Mosh Pits, and my brother Jeff, rest in peace, Jeff Farini from the Yo Show. But that's how I got involved, is seeing these people, seeing Eric when I was in rehab, which was crazy. And then I even went to see an Escape the Fate acoustic set after, where Craig talked about addiction, and I had a good like 5-10 minute long conversation with him about it, like in the middle of his set too. It was pretty awesome. So I am gonna finish up the interview. Is there anything else you'd like to say for the night?
What I would like to say is we just came off of a 3-show run, just a little weekend run, where every single night we were raising money for victims of domestic violence. Tonight we did the same. We're going to put a portion of our proceeds, all the bands are, I can't speak for everyone, but I think we're all putting our portion of proceeds just like last night. So whatever we made from the door last night, we put right towards the Delaware organization. And tonight there's a Pennsylvania organization. Forgive me for not knowing this. It's in my phone. I can look it up. I think it's better if I just look it up real fast. Just give me 1 second. But we raised a lot of money the first night. So the first night, a local board company down near our way in Bel Air, Maryland, they sold us a board for a discount. It was a skeleton key board with a phoenix rising, and this little weekend tour was the Phoenix Rises, right? And we can all be better, or the Phoenix comes from our ashes. So
fun fact, there's actually a motorcycle club out here with people in sobriety called Phoenix Rises MC.
I've seen them in Lancaster, like down our way. So the Pennsylvania Coalition Against Domestic Violence. So again, it's PCADV, Pennsylvania Coalition Against Domestic Violence. And the most important thing of this little run was making sure that we're making an impact in the city that we're playing in. And Ken hosted us tonight at Union Vapors, and we're beyond grateful for his hospitality and the ability and the platform to give back. And it was a success. So that's what I'll end with as From a Nightmare. We're absolutely thrilled that it was a success, and we're looking forward to coming back up here in 2 weeks, man.
Awesome. Sounds good. Great interview, man.
Thank you.
This is GhostWulf from GhostWulf Underground signing off.